Hey friends, Dr. Molly here with the Ancient Health Podcast, and today we're going to talk about melatonin. We're going to talk about how this molecule, how this hormone can help regulate your sleep, increase your immune function, and also be very neuroprotective. Melatonin is known as the quarterback of the hormone system. It comes from the pineal gland, which is a gland that looks like a pine cone. So melatonin is produced by tryptophan or from tryptophan. Tryptophan is an amino acid that you get in your food sources, such as salmon, tuna, beef, almonds, turkey. Whenever you have a big meal and you feel very tired, it means that tryptophan is being produced into melatonin. So tryptophan is broken down into serotonin by an enzyme known as TPH. TPH is from the gene TPH. Genes in your genetic code make enzymes. Enzymes break down big substances into smaller substances, or they help speed up processes. That's what enzymes do. So TPH helps with your tryptophan being broken down into serotonin through processes called acetylation. Another fancy term. But it just means that tryptophan is broken down to serotonin within the pineal gland. Now, the pineal gland houses this, and the serotonin is then further broken down into melatonin through another gene known as the DDC. And the DDC is a vitamin D-dependent gene that needs proper amounts of vitamin D to help with the serotonin breaking down into melatonin. So your genes help determine how well you break down tryptophan into melatonin. If you get recessive genes from your parents in the forms of the TPH being recessive or the DDC that's recessive, then you won't produce melatonin properly from the amount of tryptophan you eat. So you could eat tons of tryptophan but produce very little amounts of melatonin if you can't break it down properly. Let's say you got dominant, strong genes from both parents that are really dominant in the TPH or the DDC. You then have more capability of taking small amounts of tryptophan and breaking it down into melatonin more efficiently. So your genes have much to do with how much melatonin you produce. So this helps you in determining how much melatonin would actually help you in sleep, or if it help you at all. If you have dominant genes where you're actually able to produce high amounts of melatonin, then you may not need much melatonin. I hope that makes sense. So your gut function, if you have good gut habits, if you have too many inflammatory foods, you'll have decreased melatonin production. If you have the right foods, proper unrefined food sources, balance, and plenty of sunlight, research is showing that this helps with pineal gland function and melatonin increase. So if you have diets that are high in refined carbs, starches, sugars, trans fats, if you have a diet that has many forms of refined or processed foods, these can lead to gut dysfunction, ulcerative colitis, inflammatory bowel syndrome, leaky gut, ileocecal valve syndrome. All of these can decrease your melatonin production within the gut. Melatonin will jump into your bloodstream. It attaches to every cell in the body. It signals to the body to help do what? Relax. It helps start and moderate cascades within your cells to help increase your circulation or your relaxation in the evening time before you go to bed. So we have this process. If you have these types of foods, I want to mention too, corn can be very genetically modified. Cow dairy, and even grains, if they're high amounts, can cause inflammatory issues within the gut affecting melatonin. So you want to make sure that you get out the inflammatory food processes or food sources. Then we want to add in a couple extra things. Since it's created in the gut, since it's created in the mitochondria, and since your pineal is involved, the next big thing is you have to have proper amounts of sunlight. mitochondria, the little power factories in your cells, and your pineal gland need light to indicate when it's day. So then it shuts down the production of high amounts of melatonin because you don't need that much during the day. At night, you need higher amounts of melatonin. So you don't need to be staying up at night looking at blue screens on your iPad or your tablets. You need to make sure that you have a proper time of starting the day and the proper time of ending the day. So you want to make sure that you see light first thing in the morning, 7 to 9 a.m., kick off your pineal gland to help start the process of the circadian rhythm balance. At night, when you go to bed, make sure that your windows are closed, that it's completely dark in your room, and you're not looking at a TV or blue light after 7:30 to 8 p.m. Those are some simple steps. Don't keep your brain activated and your pineal gland shut down. So I hope this makes sense, because let's say you had really good genes from your parents to produce lots of melatonin. That means you may not need but 3 milligrams a night or 5. But what if you had genes that are very poor to produce melatonin from your tryptophan? Once you get more melatonin, you'll heal the nerves. It's a huge antioxidant. You'll also help protect the nerves, the coating. You increase your immune function because you're turning on your mitochondria. Melatonin production in the mitochondria has been interrelated to how much ATP and energy produce. So the better your melatonin, the better your mitochondria production of energy, the healthier cells. It starts within your gut. It starts with sunlight. It starts with water. These are the basic fundamentals that you need to help with regulation of melatonin. And you get to find out if your genes are there that, not say determine, but if they can be activated by toxins to not allow you to have proper melatonin levels. So guys, I hope that you have a blessed day. Please let us know what you think about this, and check out melatonin. It is one of the hormones that I've seen work so well in the past 2 years with my patients. I'm often surprised of this antioxidant that's not been researched as heavily as it has been recently. Guys, take it easy. Talk soon.